Okay, good evening, everybody. We are live with a game I'm very interested in. It is the Red Strings Club. It's by a company called Deconstruct Team. And some of you may recognize that company from a game that they did earlier called Gods Will Be Watching, which I tremendously enjoyed. It's one of the earliest games that I did in it's one of the earliest games that I did in terms of streaming, actually. And I've returned to it a couple of times because they did an extra DLC for it, and it's a game that I've given as a gift, and I've really enjoyed. Um, but I was particularly, hey, Johnny Big Time, thank you very much for the host, and Jesse Quill. Oh, hang on, that's not Johnny Big Time. Jesse Quill, sorry. I read this completely wrong. How are you doing? The photo you sent me just before I cast, or at least that I saw just before I cast, was absolutely lovely. It was wonderful to see you. And now that you're here, I feel like I should run into this pretty quickly. But um, I am going to. How do I want to do this? Well, here's what I'll do. You remember me doing a mountain? Yes, that was the DLC. But the full playthrough I enjoyed probably more. The DLC was fine. It's free DLC. But it's I don't know. I definitely enjoyed the base game quite a bit. I think that really gave me that was the really impactful experience. Um, but yeah, so what I'll do, I'm going into this blind. The only thing that I can say is that there was an interesting game that came out of Ludum Dare, I think is how you pronounce it. Um, and the game was called Zen and the Art of Transhumanism. And I notice on the screenshots there's something that looks very familiar from that game. And so I'll read the first paragraph of this game. The Red Strings Club is a cyberpunk narrative experience about fate and happiness, featuring extensive use of pottery, bartending, and impersonating people on the phone to take down a corporate conspiracy. So I want to leave it at that. Again, this is a developer who I definitely found Gods Will Be Watching to be a very impactful story for me. It was one that I really enjoyed. And so basically I just bought this sight unseen. I got it early, so I got 20% off. Currently it is 15% off. You can buy it through GOG. So if you do !game, you will be able to get a link that also has my affiliate link with it, which means that you'll put a little bit of support towards the cast. And if you'd just like to sit back and watch this before you buy, I think that's a great way to introduce yourself to some games. So we've got about just a little under 5 minutes. I think it is time to enter the Red Strings Club and see what's there. Ah, I wonder when it was that my fate was sealed. Never expected my death to be so epic. Can't complain, I guess. Hey, Donovan. Are you still listening? Hey, Donovan. Are you listening? You don't need to stop every 3 sentences to ask if I'm listening. Of course I'm listening. I'm a bartender. That girl from Proxima, Vega, turns out she was just using me to smoke out a mole in the city police. Did you sleep with her? Nope. She's not into guys. Anyway, I almost got arrested, but I managed to hack my way out of the bot patrol car. One day you're gonna end up dead or worse if you keep doing business with those Proxima scoundrels. Live in a city ruled by corporations. If I didn't associate with scoundrels, I'd be out of work in no time. So basically, today sucked. Why don't you hit me up with something? All right. What do you feel like? Bourbon? Vodka? Tequila? Surprise me. Okay, let me see what we've got here. All right, let's prepare a drink for Brandeis. Don't know if I'm supposed to be able to... It sounded like there was more text there, but... So we've got Alexander's High Roller Bourbon. With the highest rye count of any bourbon on the market, the carefully constructed spice profile of this spirit will make an intense impression on your tongue before its smooth finish exalts your very soul to rarely met heights. Deep Down Vodka. By the way, that's a wonderful opening for the game. I wonder if there's a way that I can return to the... it doesn't matter. Deep Down Vodka. The slightly sweet and grainy palate of this ultra-premium vodka manages to be soft yet spellbinding at every level. As its subtle, earthy nut flavors emerge, your psyche will dive deep down into your innermost impulses. Find a supplier of Red Secret and Blue Whisper. Facts and intel. The torturer is the grandson of a fallen mafia boss. Rumors say he uses very unconventional methods. Proxima will be attending New Year's Citicorp Summit 2. Supercontinent will be presenting something revolutionary, Akira. A guy named Ghost has dealt with the Red Secret in the past. You know what? I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm actually going to... Oh, that's not going to work. I wanted to try and make my OBS full screen and play off of that, but I actually still need to move my mouse over the screen. The problem is because this game doesn't have resolution settings, so if I play it full screen, then it's going to seem weird on the game, on the broadcast. But it's a little small for me to read from this distance from the monitor. My monitors are pretty far back, so anyways. A guy named Ghost has dealt with Red Secret in the past. And we've got Westward Absinthe, distilled in the oldest absinthe stills in the world. A hand-selected combination of 19 herbs, including Westward Star Anise, that will dance on your mouth and nose, appealing to the left, warmer side of your heart. And Tequila Carlos Direco. With only 80 bottles produced each year, this exclusive tequila, rich in toasted agave flavors and smoky aromas, will light a fire in you. Its secret recipe is scientifically proven to intensely stimulate the right side of your brain. You know what? Let's exalt him. I figure we'll make him feel better. We should... Oh, damn it. I'm gonna try resetting... I feel like I'm missing some dialogue here, so we'll run through it pretty quick. And it also gives me a chance to reset voices. I'm not quite sure how I should give voices to these people. Wonder when it was that my fate was sealed. Never expected my death to be so epic. Can't complain, I guess. Hey, Donovan. Are you listening? Hey, Donovan. Are you listening? You don't need to stop me every 3 sentences to ask if I'm listening. Of course I'm listening. I'm a bartender. So that girl from Proxima Vega. Turns out she was just using me to smoke at a mole in the city police. Did you sleep with her? Nope. She's not into guys. Anyway, I almost got arrested, but I managed to hack my way out of the bot patrol car. Day, you're gonna end up dead, or worse if you keep doing business with those Proxima scoundrels. We live in a city ruled by corporations. If I didn't associate with scoundrels, I'd be out of work in no time. So basically, today sucked. Why don't you hit me up with something? Rambler146, thank you very much for the host. I hope you're doing very well. Incidentally, guys, Jessie Quill was the source of the first host a little bit earlier, so if you have not gotten a chance to see her, she's a wonderful caster. Very good for games like this, which are more story-based, because she's got a background in psychology and will tend to talk about the motivations of the characters and some of the things that sort of inform the story. As I've always said, that even if I don't necessarily agree with her take on things, she definitely brings a perspective that's more than just an opinion or more than just a, my feeling is kind of take. And I think that's important now because, I mean, even if you just take a look at Twitter, there's so many people who are ready to just take either a follower count or anything along these lines as basically an excuse to say anything. And it tends to lead to very oversimplified answers to things. And obviously there's a style of rhetoric on the internet that tends towards outrage. And I think one of the nice things is that the more casters like Jess that we have, the more elevated the dialogue. I think it's very easy for people to play the right notes or to try and make an appeal to things that are, people aren't going to necessarily find too controversial. And then there's also just kind of there's a really weird habit, especially on Twitch now, of kind of, I'll call it like faux real talk, where it's sort of, people want to pretend that they're given some kind of hard truth or something along these lines, but it's very clearly they're just trying to, it's almost like they're trying to be contrarian. I'm not quite sure what the right way of putting it is, but anyways, Jess is a really wonderful antidote to that, and especially when I'm playing games like the Red Strings Club, I like to recognize her for that, because that's one thing that I tend to like coming into her cast. All right, what do you feel like? Bourbon, vodka, tequila? Surprise me. Okay, let me see what we got here. All right, let's prepare a drink for Brandeis. What should we aim for? Do you see any interesting soul nodes, Newman? Newman? Hello, MC. Oh, last muse must have expired already. Let's see if I can't channel a new one. Harvester of sensations, I beg you, bestow upon me your graces. Weave the red strings and guide my hand to tune into buried emotion. That should do it. Wow, so I don't know what happened, but I seem to miss a pretty substantial reveal there. Now, if you can hear me, try to pick up a bottle and move it around. One click to grab it, another click to drop it. You can click and drag while holding a bottle to pour its contents. So I'm supposed to be the muse here. Nice, I'm feeling it already. Now, try to visualize our customer's soul. There you go. Now, focus. At the Red Strings Club, we don't just serve alcohol. We use spirits to tune into customers' emotions. I'm trying to decide if I even want to try and do. I haven't quite been able to find a voice for this stuff, but I'm wondering if maybe I should just read it straight. It's about matching their vibes and allowing them to savor, mourn, or contemplate their soul's fundamental sentiments. Try to read into Brandeis' soul. These are the buried states he's carrying right now, the soul nodes. Hover the cursor over them to read a brief description. So we've got pride, anxiety, and regret. Now, let's bring out one of those dormant emotions. Whatever you pour into this glass will be reflected by the soul disc. Each spirit has a different effect, up, down, left, right. Make the soul disc match with a soul node. That's how you make a drink worthy of the Red Strings Club. Feel free to experiment until you get the hang of it. If you ever get lost, you can check your ingredients in the notebook. Okay, let's check this really quick. So, High Roller Bourbon, Elation, Deep Down, Deepest Impulses, the Absinthe. Oh, the left. Okay. Okay, left, right. I'm going to assume up, down. That's neat, actually. Yeah, so we'll go for pride. That's, I suppose, they're all negative emotions, I suppose, but... Oh, I get it. Glug, 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 glug. Nailed it. You can nail a drink by adding the right amount of ice to it. Each ice cube will reduce the size of the soul disc. Try to match the soul node's size. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to get a drink now. Nailed it. I like this already. So here's something that I like about how I think inevitably there's going to be comparisons made between this and Valhalla, the cyberpunk bartending simulator. What I really like about this approach is that Deconstruct Team, so they're telling a story. We're gonna have that crafting element of that we saw in Zen and the Art of Transhumanism. But what I particularly like about this is that rather than doing individual, so in Valhalla, it's kind of like a visual novel and you're just sort of like pushing buttons to make the drink. Deconstruct Team's given me something to do, so I actually interact with the bottles and I'm shaping things that are happening. There's a little bit more for me to do here, which I quite like, so. Took you so long. Doing the muse casting thing again? Yeah. I lost my mojo and I wanted to make a drink worthy of your refined palate. Harvester of sensations, I beg of you, bestow upon my friends some drunkenness. Laugh after you drink it. I always hit the spot. I love the idea of the invocation of the muses and making a drink, by the way. That is a very worthy touch. I know. Let's see which spot you're hitting tonight. That felt good. Do you like it? You bet. So refreshing. I already forgot about that droid cop beating me down. Also, I should mention that, in addition to a ride in a bot patrol car, I got out of this job with a beautiful amount of Bitcoin. Yeah? How's that? Well, let's say that Vega turning me in to the police wasn't so uncalled for. I hate it when my employers aren't entirely clear about what they're using me for. Since it all smelled a bit fishy, I let Centauro know that I would be hacking into the North District traffic mainframe tonight. They hired me to delete a couple of data packages from the server, which triggered a pair of alarms and... The hell? Bar's closed, miss. That's a drunk. That's not a drunk person, Brandeis. It's an android. Oh, thought it was some implant fangirl. Get her up and let's see what we've got here, would you? Right away, sir. Hello. Who are you? 184. 184. Ringing any bells, Donnie? It's in pretty bad shape. I believe this is an Acra android from Supercontinent Limited. They still haven't seen the light of day, according to what I've heard. They've only been put to use internally at Supercontinent. What the hell is it doing here? Beats me. Rumors say this is the first android capable of making ethical decisions, examining every single factor in play in the life of any subject. Minding emotional status, social impact, economic repercussions, legal risks. How come you're so knowledgeable about this topic? And how come you've never told me about this? It's what we information brokers do, amigo. Share the trivial, sell the relevant. We're supposed to be a team. Exactly. And I got your back. Knowing too much can compromise your safety in the field. What if someone tries to torture the info out of you? Well, they'll just kill me since I don't have any leverage. Human improvement compromised. Okay, well that was creepy enough. I'm going in. Oh, hold on a sec. You're gonna connect your neural drive to this fireworks factory? Yeah, don't worry about it. I won't go very deep. I just want to check the memory banks. You want to know how this Acra got here, don't you? Okay, but don't be reckless. It's okay. Oh, and you can pay me later for the info I get. Pay you? But we're a team. It's for your own good, sweet cheeks. Hello, world. Greetings, Acro 184. Welcome to the job. Supercontinent Limited's Clinic Division, H-Core, expects you to be an excellent human upgrade crafter. Please familiarize yourself with your work zone until you're comfortable. Let me know when you're ready to accept requests. Alright, I'm just going to get a beverage and then I will be back so we can do this. This is basically where we picked up Zen in the Heart of Transhumanism. So this will be a little familiar to some of you who've been watching fairly regularly. I'm sorry for kind of the scattershot start. I kind of rushed in getting started, so I'll be back in a quick sec. All right, I'm all set. All right, let me know when you're ready to accept requests. Yes, Master. Thank you. This is the pottery disc. With it, you will shape handcrafted limbs and organs for the clients. This is the official H-Core Transhumanist Wiki. With it, you can study the different upgrades and select one to craft at the pottery disc. Why is my character naked? This is the operating theater. Here, you'll receive our clients and you'll install their necessary upgrades. Are you ready to start getting clients? Study a little longer. Yes, so they made part of this game as part of a Ludum Dare, it seems, or Dare. This interface displays data on our client queue. With it, you can keep track of the client's progress and their post-operative satisfaction. All right, now I'm ready for a client. Send in the next clone. Perfect. First one coming. Oh my God! Is this allowed on Twitch? Cabden LaShawn, 21. No matter what I do, I can't raise my follower account. Please help me. Ah, they're a cosplayer. Everybody knows. Yeah, actually, this would be perfect. It would be so wonderful. The guy who decided to run his mouth on Twitter. It's like, just give him a free run at the Transhumanist Society. I don't think that's a he's, Otacide. All right. Which folder do you want to access? Oh, cool. Okay, I'll stick with this one. It's about the Enchantress. Increase your online social network charisma. The Vizier highly enhances your persuasion skills. The Godmother filters online content to block any type of negative stimuli. The Prince dramatically increases your sex appeal. The Temple eliminates the need for social acceptance. The Frog nullifies ambition and thirst for power. The Husk shuts your social conscience down. All right. I am going to eliminate the need for social acceptance. Jesse Quill, how do you feel Marcus Aurelius would respond to the decision I'm making? This is a block of biomatter. You can use this lathe to turn it into a useful upgrade. To spin the lathe, just click repeatedly. When the lathe gains enough speed, use your right hand to shape the biomatter. Press the buttons on the device on your right to 1. Pick a proper tool to shape the blueprint you choose on the Transhumanist Wiki. 2. Rewind previous actions that will correct mistakes, and this will restore the biomatter to an earlier state. Now I don't think they had the reverse. I don't think they had the rewind from the in the previous version of this. 3. Tune into some focus-enhancing music tracks. 4. Submit a finished piece or just exit the lathe. Feel free to experiment as much as you need. Remember, click repeatedly to spin the lathe. Move your right hand to shape the biomatter and press buttons. We're expecting great products from you, Akira 184. First as possible! Okay. Oh, wow, they really improved the sound on this. You know what? I should probably start with this first, for reasons that will be apparent in a little bit. You don't have to get it perfect in this game, but I wanna do a good job. Well, it's biomatter, Jess. What do you want? You wanted to become a doctor. You'd like be hearing this all the time. You know what? I'll even supply my own. Nope, I blew it. There we go. Yeah, that's a really cool feature. All right, I have a feeling I'm about to lose my sense of perfectionism in a very short period of time. But you play violent video games. Ah, oh, damn it. Wasn't sure if I had a triangle or not. You know what? It's close enough. Oh, cool. You can pick different music. Nailed it. Production complete. The temple. Well done. Are you ready to operate? You freed them from their dull craving. Well done. Martin G. Witz, 31, entrepreneur. I need to get more investors for my several startups. My ideas are great, but I can't talk enough people into financing them. So the Vizier is the obvious one to give him what he wants. You know, I'm actually going to give this one. I don't think this is, at least based on what the original one definitely wanted to eliminate any kind of ambition. But I don't necessarily think it's wrong for this person to achieve meaningful work. I realize that I'm failing in sort of like the Zen sense, but they need to do this like extra slow too so that Jess can get really upset. The Vizier. What does the Vizier mean? Well, that's what VODs are for. Okay, let's go for broke on. Nailed it. Let's do pounding techno. Production complete, the Vizier. Well done. Are you ready to operate? Persuasion is a great key to seduce the powerful. Although great power can lead to bigger ambitions. I hope he'll be okay. So that's more or less us being told we made the wrong choice. Which folder do you want to access? Follow up. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I managed to get 6 digits in investments. But if I want to keep all my startups to survive, I'll need even more. Keep it rolling. All right, so we need to kill him of his envy. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? All right. Victor Atomanoye. I'm so sick of hateful speech on the internet. I fear that I won't be able to write anymore. I need my inspiration back. So there's the Godmother, which filters online content to block any type of negative stimuli. I don't think that's the right answer, though. What we need to do is get to the root cause, which would be the temple again, which we should already have. If he does this for the recognition, this will surely help him. Ah, but he doesn't. On the other hand, if it's vocational, we'll see him again. All right, so I just blew it on the last 2. All right. And as Logan pointed out, there's a cybernetic enhancement that somebody gets each time. Each time you do it wrong. So in this case, we will tranquilize this gentleman's lust for power. Jittery hands. So I seem to chop out all right, there we go. No, let's just worry this thing down a little bit. This is gonna work. Nailed it. Nope, nope, nope. Bottom's not done. Nailed it. Hello, Blassie. Production complete. The frog. Well done. Are you ready to operate? Free from the blindfold of greed, he may start seeing for the first time in his life. It's not that I care what they think of me. The point is that to witness so much hate in the world robs me of my will to engage, and that tortures me. This is a tough one, actually. So... yeah, I guess I need to put him in a bubble. Although he doesn't seem to have any adjustment. Honestly, I don't care if there's anything else to this game. I actually really like the lathe. Production complete. The Godmother. Well done. Living is easy with eyes closed. Up. Oh! Misunderstanding all you see. I knew that was the wrong one. All right. Talk about irony. Now that I found a safe space, I've lost touch with reality and can't properly criticize it anymore. I need a different solution. Huh. All right. I don't see the benefit to changing the social conscience. This doesn't seem to be an answer. I don't feel good about any of these, to be completely honest, but... really close to the edges on some of these things. Well, past it on a couple, but... Oh, I screwed it up. Bit of a... You know what, honestly, this isn't making it that much better, but the more I can make these noises, the happier I am. Ah, I screwed that up. Bad time. Okay. Good enough. That was an excellent job, Acro 184. Thank you, Master. Get ready for a new batch of clients. This is the new in this new batch, you'll have some customers tagged as Supercontinent Limited executives. When a client matching that profile comes, just install whatever they ask for. We're in no position to judge our owners. Understood. You can go over the client file inbox if you want. Let me know when you're ready to operate. Oh, I'm sorry, Zodicide. Are you used to stale content over at the System Chalk stream? Yeah, it just came out today. 15% off. It was 20% off, but that was if you pre-ordered. Milady? All right. Ariadne keyword 24, fortune teller. The inhabitants of this city stop believing in the power of their souls. Please lend me a way to open their minds. So she says she wants persuasion. What does she really want? Not really social acceptance she wants, does she? Maybe the frog? Holy shit, Ariadne. What, Ariadne from Proxima? Yeah, from what I'm seeing, it looks like she infiltrated one of Supercontinent Limited's implant clinics. The one in which our cute robot friend here worked. Of course, that makes sense. Do I have to pay for this info, or are you just gonna tell me? Yeah, don't be such a crybaby. Like I told you, Acra androids are a secret project from Supercontinent. They're built with a certain degree of conscience that allows them to advise us humans on optimal life decisions with our happiness in mind. I see. Thing is that Proxima managed to purloin an Acra for themselves and have been tampering with their conscience bits. I guess we're about to discover what they got out of it and what they're planning on doing with it. Oh, woohoo! The plot thickens. Let's keep digging. Please, go back into the operation belt so I can help you. If you don't go back, I can't make you happy. Don't worry, I'm in the process of making myself happy. Why are you doing this? Why? Let's see. How much do you know about yourself? I am Acra 184. My purpose is to make humans happy. That's a way to put it, yes. You are the first android capable of making ethical decisions. That could qualify you as sentient, you know? People I work with, they think you're wonderful. I agree with them. We believe in your potential, and in our opinion, Supercontinent is cheating by limiting your options. Like they're making you choose the lesser evil, you know? What are the other options? We're getting right to it. Consider this an experiment for the sake of society. I'm updating your implant database with a very particular set of choices. I know it's a bit ironic to remove your previous options, but let's say that you have at least 183. They have at least 183 other Acras to do their dirty work. We want to see how you do in a more revolutionary setting. Will that make you happy? More than anything. Oh, also, Proxima hacked into the schedule servers of the H-Core and appointed several Supercontinent Limited executives to come after me. So you can have fun with your bosses. Oh shit. What now? Proxima sent Ariadne to the implant clinic to substitute the regular implants with some disruptive human upgrades. Or should I say downgrades. Told you Proxima is plain evil. They scheduled some of Supercontinent's top brass to that specific clinic. So allow me to keep rooting for them. Oh god. Proxima also hacked the Overseer system, so if you can feel worry in any form, don't sweat it. What we're doing here is totally under the radar. Can I go back to work? Yes, please. I'm going to be monitoring our rogue implants. I thought I might as well gather some intel from your execs, the execs you wire. And if you feel you want to talk about something, I'll be curled up here. Thank you. What's up? Why do you deem me sentient? That you even have to ask this question only further proves my point. I'd say you're the most advanced artificial mind mankind's ever created. So advanced it blurs the meaning of the term artificial. If you can operate at the same levels as us, doesn't that make us artificial in some way too? As Wikipedia says, sentience is the ability of any entity to have subjective perceptual experiences. How do you know that I have that kind of subjectivity? You excel in every area of what we humans call consciousness. Intelligence. We're having a smart conversation, aren't we? Sapience. You're fucking specialized in judgment, so there you go. Self-awareness. You seem pretty interested in knowing more about yourself. Creativity. Come on, you craft implants on a lathe. Intentionality. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure you have as much of that as I do, too. So basically, to judge happiness, you have to understand its causes and its consequences, to be able to feel. I'm not sure that I feel. Come with me after we're done here, and I'll prove it to you. What do you expect from me? For you to be the ultimate friend. Shouldn't a friend be another human? No way. Your best friend could well be a cat, or even an imaginary character. People say dog is humanity's best friend, and I dare say that a dog is way less sentient than you, Akira. Look, we have an older model of you at our HQ, and they've proven to be an excellent advisor. They're making a lot of us very happy. I know a few of us even felt love with that older you. Under the proper influences, free of the corporate bullshit, you have the capacity to be warm and cheerful. So we want to make you available to the masses. The world needs you. Available to the masses? Yes, free as in freedom. Freedom. Isn't what you're doing illegal? Yes. So why are you doing it, and why does it make you happy? Law and happiness usually don't go hand in hand. You asking me that kind of makes me question my faith in your happiness counseling. I have my own set of parameters to measure that. I'm designed to abide by the law while pursuing your happiness. However, I've determined that knowing your take on it may help me aid you better. I've never had the chance to speak with a customer. I'm sorry. These corporate assholes usually don't usually factor humanity into their equations. Tell you what, after we're done, you should escape with me and come have a drink at the Red Strings Club. There's a great bartender there who can tell you all about human emotion. Alright, Adrian Ferguson, CEO at Supercontinent Limited. I have a crucial merger to negotiate. Hit me up with something powerful. So we could do the punk, induces aversion to corporations and rejection to authority. The hippie highly enhances your empathy and magnifies compassion. The grandpa renders the user immune to implant effects. I'm an adult! I really love the idea of giving him the hippie on the verge of like a super hostile negotiation. It's really hard to keep a steady hand. Oh, blew it. Production complete. The hippie. Well done. Are you ready to operate? Good job. Just install exactly what they demand. Interesting. To make someone who controls such a substantial part of the city's money flow to become a charitable soul. Christmas is going to be huge this year. Joanna Cephas, 38, CEO at Supercontinent Limited. Oh, COO, operating officer. I've been dealing with strong anxiety crisis lately due to our recent company plans. I need to get a hold of myself. Can we just give the same one? Compassion solves everything. If she happens to be having second thoughts about whether what they're doing is right, this definitely is going to tip the balance on our side. Okay, that's probably the wrong... that doesn't totally wreck her, or what do I care about some corporate pig? Any case, I wonder what she's so anxious about. Let's try digging into her neural drive. With all due respect, that doesn't really seem ethical. Well, Akra, that's what we revolutionaries do. We break rules in pursuit of a better world. How can breaking the rules lead to a better world? The question is, who defined the rules in the first place? To properly answer that question, I'll need to delve deeper into the meaning and implication of rules. Then I'll be able to determine who should be... This can't be possible! If you ever get the chance, you should try talking ethics with your creators, not me. I just uncovered the most fucked up scheme a corporation has tried to pull yet. Supercontinent is planning to transform us all into a pile of smiling, brainless dolls. The project goes by the name of Social Psyche Welfare, and involves every human being with implants in them. Oh shit, they've been slashing the prices on implants over the last few years. I read here that currently more than 59% of the population wears some kind of upgrade. They plan to expand the program to 99.7% of the population by some sort of mirror neuron algorithm? What's that? They plan to execute this on... What? But this is... Who makes the rules? Akara 184, commitment compromised. Dismissing unit. Fuck. What happened? I got to know and feel how Akara here got wrecked. She was gunned down by the clinic's security systems, along with Ariadne. Shame. I like that girl. Revolutionaries don't live long, but we do live in tents. Oh no, are you a revolutionary now? Don't tell me you're planning on finishing that girl's job. It's not that. Just before she was zapped, Ariadne discovered a pretty fucked up scheme. From Supercontinent Limited? What a surprise. Shut up. I mean fucked up even for a corporation. They're moving into mind control. A system or something called Social Psyche Welfare. And it will manipulate implant wearers, so allow me to take this personally. It does sound fucked up even for a corporation. Are you sure about this? Donovan, they killed Ariadne just for reading it out loud. Oh, okay. Let me dig a little deeper into all this before you try to pull some crazy stunt. Don't want you joining the revolutionary grave. Human improvement compromised. Well, that makes sense now. What do we do with them? Akara is an android specialized in empathy, right? Let's have them patched up. I have an idea. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. And I thought that was the crazy bastard. There's a fine line between a crazy bastard like you and a genius like me. And I don't blame you for not being able to see the difference. Whatever. Let's just go over the plan. We have to find a way to infiltrate Supercontinent Limited's offices. Then I'll hack their operation down. Bam. That's like the last stage of the plan, man. First we have to know if this poses a real threat. What it really means and how it'll affect us in this town. Maybe there's even a way to sabotage it without having to send you in. It's a real fucking threat, Donovan. And we don't know how much time we have left until they turn me into a brainless doll. Okay, how about this? You start securing an infiltration method. Talk with your terrorist friends and their ilk. Do your thing. It'll take you a couple of days at least. In the meantime, I'll gather some intel and make sure we can avoid what trouble we can. My investigation will determine what course of action is needed. But then, and only then, we'll decide if you go in there. You hear me? If this happens to be as apocalyptic as you predict, I'll back you up with everything I have. You'll go in a lot more prepared this way, don't you think? On the other hand, if we find this isn't such a big deal, you call off the operation. We pay your hacker friends for the trouble, and that's it. Alright, Donovan. Okay. Much wiser way to proceed, no? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, you're right. Thank you, Donovan. You're very welcome, handsome. A client is approaching the club. Well, how do you know? I'm accessing footage from all recording devices in the proximity of the club in real time to better help Donovan. You can do that? I told you they'd make a great aid. Now go. I know who's coming. I called a consultant engineer who was recently hired by Supercontinent to work on some new bionics firmware. I've worked with her in the past, and my instincts tell me she's got something to do with all this. You sure pull the red strings quick. Time is of the essence. Don't want my favorite crazy bastard to turn into a brainless doll. Goodbye, genius. I'll keep you posted. Alright, Akira, remember, don't interact with the clients unless necessary. Welcome them to the club, thank them when they leave. If your empathy superpowers make you aware of something you want to share with me, wait until we're alone in the club. Got me? Understood. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, Diana Mays. Oh, am I that famous? Damn you, Akira, don't go saying clients' names. What should I cover for this? No, I just told her about the distinguished client that was coming. Sorry about that. It's alright, just made me feel important. Just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna pause for refreshment. I know Zadaside is holding off on dinner. What do you guys think of this game so far? Are you getting old? Yeah, you know. My leg isn't getting any better, and I thought I could use an extra hand. Well, for what it helps, Blasi, it begins in media res, so there's, if there's some things that aren't entirely clear, part of that is by design. Must be tough facing life without any upgrades, huh? I'm happy. Does that count? Congratulations. Do you have a light? Okay, I'll spare you the preamble and guess why you called me. Is it because of the dead girl at the H-Core clinic? Shit, you engineers don't like to waste time, huh? I know your boyfriend works with those Proxima rascals on the regular, and I figured you'd want details. And I thought I was the information broker. Damn. What's the info gonna cost me? There's some information I'd like you to get me in exchange. This nut will be pretty hard to crack, but I trust you're the best. Now you're gilding the pill. What do you say we start with a drink on the house? Yes, please. I've been dying to sip from one of your cocktails again. Right away, miss. Hey, Newman, my muse. You around? It's Norman. This time it's the real deal. Let's get some info out of this girl. Remember, fill the glass with the spirits to tune the soul's discs. Adjust the size of the disc by adding ice to the drink. I filled the notebook with our objectives. Please take a look at them. What is social psyche warfare? What is the mirror neuron algorithm? When do they plan to execute this? What role does Akira play in all it? Why is Supercontinent doing this? And is this legal? Is the government aware of this? Hello, the Eyes of Sin. I think this is a game you're going to be very interested in. Incidentally, guys, I know we're getting near the end, so there's a couple thank yous that I need to make for some people. One, I'd like to thank the Academy for being the #2 the Red Strings Club streamer. I'm definitely not going to beat Ezekiel 3, but if you've come from his cast, thank you very much for watching. I am unaccustomed to having strangers in this cast, although I really enjoyed Gods Will Be Watching, so I'm definitely in this one for the long haul. As I said, this is by the same team that made the Gods Will Be Watching. Wonderful pixel art. And for those of you who, there's the two thanks that I need to give. The emote that the Eyes of Sin is using there is one that she gave to the cast. If you are subscribed at the $9.99 or $24.99 level, there's two other emotes that she did as well. But I also wanted to take a minute and thank Jessie Quill. We still have a little bit of time, so I think I'm going to have a big... and they're going to have a big drop pretty soon, but Jess donated a lot of subscriptions to the channel to people. And one of the things I wanted to do was have an emote ready for people, before those finished. Sim did a wonderful job of getting that done, and basically in a bit of a rush. You can see the quality right away. And yeah, I mean, we're still well above what I'm accustomed to for subs. So Jess really did something wonderful by giving people an opportunity to see if they'd like it. And, Sin has given some value that clearly people have latched onto. So I'm very grateful to both of them for that. Incidentally, as Jessie Quill indicated, Eyes of Sin is a broadcaster. She actually does some of her art on Cast, but just an absolutely wonderful individual. She's been doing Pokemon recently, but I definitely encourage you guys to check her out. All right. Supercontinent developed social psyche warfare. They plan to propagate it with a mirror neuron algorithm. Joanna Seftis is Supercontinent's chief operations officer, and Adrian Ferguson is Supercontinent's chief financial officer. Okay, so we've got sympathy and fear. Let's start. I like positive emotions, so we're going to take it up and to the right. One more thing. Before asking her any questions, think about whether she's in the right mood to answer them. This isn't a video game. We can't keep repeating the same dialogue again and again. If you need to change the mood, just serve her another drink and we'll take it from there. In this case, sympathy may draw out confessions, and fear may exploit her paranoia. I'll trust your instincts, my magical friend. So I really like the, again, whether it's the lathe or the, glug, 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 glug. Nailed it. Not really. There we go. And to the right, it would be... Damn it! Nah, 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 nah. I blew it. I think that'll be close enough. But yeah, so I absolutely love, like, again, there's just, if you really want... Woo! Woo! You can do that. Oh my god, you're the fucking best. Why do you need the information dealing side hustle when you make cocktails this good? I'm telling you, you should be a world famous bartender. Glad you like it. She seems to be in a good mood. What should I start with? What have you been working on lately? Tell me, how have you been? What have you been working on lately? Is this an official inquiry, or are you just making small talk? I'm sincerely interested in how you're doing. Oh, don't be so oily, Donnie. Sorry, occupational habit. But seriously, are you okay? Not at my peak, I'd say. Too much going on lately. But you don't have to worry about me. You know, the information broker thing is just a side business. As a Red Strings Club bartender, my true calling is to heal souls. What a good Samaritan you are. Don't sweat it. I swapped my soul for a brain processor a long time ago. Nothing to heal here. Excuse me. Tell me about Ariadne's death. Oh, so you already know who it was. Well, that's my job. I called you hoping you could tell me something I don't know. What don't you know, then? Why did she have to be silenced? Wow, silenced. What a word choice. For what I know, Ariadne was there to steal some data. Silenced is a good way to put it, don't you think? The only way for someone to be killed by the security system is to jeopardize a client's life. Ariadne's never killed anyone. Look, I'm sorry for her. She just bit off more than she could chew. What might that be? Supercontinent has a lot of secrets. What could Ariadne possibly be interested in that she would risk her skin sneaking into an implant clinic? The latest designs for human upgrades? Come on, Diana, don't tell me you came to the club just to mock me. I'm sorry, but it's true. Supercontinent has a lot of secrets. You can't just start blabbing about my contracts. You need to be more specific if you want me to snitch. Don't abuse the privilege. Pick just one topic, please. Okay, then. Could it have something to do with SPW? What? Social psyche warfare. So you know about it. Just the name? I thought you might be involved. God, I hope she wasn't killed over that. Yes, I'm the director of that project. So SPW is worth killing for, huh? Yes. I mean, for Supercontinent it is. I'd never do that. But not because it's anything shady, only because it's so revolutionary. I see. Tell me more about social psyche warfare. I guess there's no way back with you now, so I'm going all in. Are you ready? Shoot. Social psyche warfare is the greatest revolution in the area of human comfort. We've been working for a long time on designing a system that always keeps the user at their best. SPW is able to tell apart feelings like depression, anxiety, rage, and keep them in check using only the power of your own physiology. It's all natural, no secondary effects. Won't SPWs make you stop being you? It's not going to affect individuality at all. It's only natural to be scared at the prospect of unlimited happiness. But this is less intrusive than the average antidepressant this city's inhabitants swallow every day. So you're saying that removing an important part of our mood spectrum isn't going to change our personalities? I didn't say that. It will help us access our better selves. Or do you enjoy being sad? I wouldn't like to lose my sadness. Why not? Sadness is not ugly, Diana. I've been bartending for a couple of decades now. I've gotten to witness innumerable forms of sadness right where you're sitting. And it can be a beautiful thing. It's moving. It draws us all together, keeps us thinking, wishing. So you actively working to suppress it? It just feels like a crime against humanity to me. Wow. I'm not ready to debate such poetry. Give it some thought, please. I will. I promise. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? SPW sounds like a mind control device to me. That's quite a stretch. Isn't unhappiness what drives us forward? What you're selling sounds like the worst kind of conformism. No one will ever be willing to fight, to rebel, to disrupt our world. That's pretty convenient for corps and governments alike, isn't it? The fine print of eternal happiness is absolute obedience. Don't exaggerate. I'm using SPW right now. Do you see me as a harmless lamb? I don't think so. How can you know? I feel better than ever. See, you're wrong about unhappiness being the greatest motivator. The best goals are born from joy and love. I don't blame you. You've always been a survivor. But those days are almost over. I don't want to sound delusional here, but SPW is fucking worldwide peace. Can't you see it? Excuse me, but no, I can't see it. The world needs disagreement to keep evolving. World peace just means eternal slumber. Let me stop you right there before you start making a plea for war. You know that's not what I mean. Only that you just said that world peace is bad for humanity. Okay, this argument isn't going anywhere. Let's change the subject. Isn't SPW going to affect creativity? I hope so. Excuse me? Depression as a source of inspiration is just an unhealthy myth. Maslow's pyramid, baby. To achieve self-realization, to fully embrace creativity, you first have to be at peace. You don't have to be depressed to write a dark tale. You don't have to hate to draw violence. Art is emotion through a filter of calm focus. Okay, but what experience is the artist supposed to distill if they haven't felt anything before? Oh, but haven't we all felt enough already? What about new generations? I suppose Supercontinent plans on pushing SPW to the whole population. So if kids are granted everlasting happiness from birth, what are artists supposed to distill? I don't see the problem, Donovan. First of all, isn't the government? It's the government who will determine the minimum age to benefit from SPW. But in any case, art doesn't exist to amuse you. It is a reflection of the times. If humanity evolves, it's only natural that art evolves with it. If with SPW we're entering an era of art marked by celebration, so be it. You've really been drinking your own bathwater, huh? I don't understand why you're so radically against total fucking happiness, man. Because being human is all about hating, crying, fearing, and then loving, and laughing, and ephemeral fucking euphoria. Ah. I guess you'll have to wait and see before you realize how good this is for all of us. You want to talk more about SPW? Don't you think this is all a bit unnatural? Oh no, you're talking like an old-timer. Do you know how many times that argument's been wielded against progress? This isn't progress, it's devolution. Yeah? And how so? It seems like some pretty hardcore sci-fi shit to me. SPW being a technical marvel doesn't mean it'll spell progress for humankind. You're not adding to the human experience, you're detracting from it. You're depriving us of the insights of sadness. You're detaching us from the fuel of rage. A society that doesn't get mad is a society that doesn't plead for change. You're robbing humanity of many of the long-honed tools we use to cope with reality. You've in fact invented a device to stop time. But can't we move forward without conflict? That's a very bleak stance, but not necessarily a false one. I'll put some thought into it and speak with my team. Thank you. I wish we'd talk sooner about all of this. Anything else? I've had enough SPW for today. I'm really excited about all this. Sorry you're not a fan of it. But just accept it. This is the future. No, the present. Don't let it get under your skin, or you'll ruin that fragile handcrafted happiness from you, of yours. What information do you want from me? As I said, that's a tough nut to crack. And by tough, I mean dangerous. But I figure that's never been a problem for you. Nothing can get me as long as I run the Red Strings Club. Fire away. I want to know who the CEO of Supercontinent Limited is. Come again? Don't you work for them? Yeah. Can't you just Google it? What you'll find online is that Supercontinent CEO is Jack B. Gaynor. What you'll also see is that he hasn't made a public appearance in 2 years. You're implying the CEO has been supplanted? That's one hypothesis, yeah. The fact is that no one's seen him for a long time, and that lately Supercontinent's philosophy and methods have changed dramatically. They become quite a bit more aggressive. I see. Okay, Diana, leave it with me and I'll look into it. Why do you want to know about Supercontinent CEO? I guess a proper explanation is due if you want to do a decent job. As I said, I believe the CEO is no longer Jack B. Gaynor. I've never met the guy in person, nor was he a celebrity. But he showed his face when necessary. Now, I can't find a record of a public appearance that's not at least 2 years old. Plus, Supercontinent's strategy changed dramatically 2 years ago. Changed how? I feel like they become more aggressive, cruelly pragmatic. So, are you worried because they're behaving like a normal corporation? Yes. I didn't take you for an idealistic yuppie, Diana. Supercontinent has never been up to any good, no matter how pretty their marketing. Except that they usually serve a greater good. Supercontinent has done a lot for this country and the people around the world. For example, look, Supercontinent is powerful, but they're not a massive corporation. Their fundamental goal isn't to accumulate power, but to grow their ability to help people. Supercontinent's executives are some of the lowest paid among major world corporations. That's because they don't aim for profit, but social change. I've witnessed it all myself. I'm part of it. Supercontinent plays the corporate game, but their goals aren't so different from yours. Supercontinent has fought many unjust laws, keeping governments in check. Supercontinent pleads for decent housing for everybody, and they offer free legal representation to those who can't afford it. Hell, a few years ago, they dismantled the entire city police because of corruption. If they're so nice, what do you have to fear? That's the problem. I feel like they're not so nice anymore. I mean, the ideals and objectives are still laudable, but they become heartless in some way. A lot of brilliant employees have been dismissed with little reason. They're squeezing us to our limits with aggressive goals and deadlines. Like they have a big agenda that they need to execute at any cost. Jack B. Gaynor wouldn't have allowed that. So it's a question of job comfort, eh? I wish that was the extent of it. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it's hard to get work done when I think my life is in danger. That's harsh. Okay, I'll gather as much intel as I can. Donovan? If I hadn't removed the part of my brain that processes love, I swear I'd fall for you every time. I don't know how you do it, but I always leave the club shaking. I'm starting to think you're putting something in my drinks. Just alcohol, I swear. But I'm glad I can get through your ice-cold processors and stir those artificial feelings of yours. Hey, they're not artificial. They're just upgraded. Emotion can be a pitfall for a scientist like me. Better to have them in check. You ought to live more dangerously, Diana. Inspiration plays a big part in being a memorable scientist. Maybe. I'll make sure to come back to the club anytime I need some good old mojo. Please do. I should be leaving now. Thanks for the drinks, the chat, and the info. So one thing I should say, I know the game encouraged me to take different directions with the conversation, but it didn't feel like there were a lot of natural breaks to change her mood. The other thing that's weird to me is we already know the CEO's name, so I'm not sure why we didn't just tell her that. And please, call me as soon as you get something on Supercontinent CEO. I will. Thank you for coming, Diana. My pleasure. Thank you for coming. See you next time, Diana. Okay, Akira, listen. Never again say a customer's name. Why not? Because it makes them feel uncomfortable and paranoid. I was taught that repeating someone's name builds trust and familiarity. Yeah, but the Red Strings Club is a haven of sorts. My clients value their anonymity. If you blab their names right when they come in, they'll think I told you all about them. And you're supposed to be a mere trainee. Leave the name dropping to me. Understood. I'm sorry, Donovan. Don't sweat it. Just keep in mind, Akira. It won't happen again, Donovan. Very well, Akira. Let's focus on your aptitudes instead of your weaknesses. Getting any interesting insights from your empathetic algorithms? Indeed. However, I don't see an easy way to properly communicate them. So I'd like to propose a game. A game? You're full of surprises. Play is one of the most primal human devices for learning and development. Transmitting the vast amount of data I've gathered from your conversation with Diana is impossible. So I've designed a process to let you reach your own conclusions. Moreover, I get to better understand you so we can improve as a team. Sounds like pro HR talk. But sure, I'm in. How do we play? I'm going to ask you a series of questions, 10 to be exact. I have my own answers to them, but I'm most interested in your input. When we're finished, I will let you know how many of them you got right. If you score at least 7 out of 10, I'll grant you a new skill. What? A new skill? Did they use an AI of an RPG villager to build you? And what the hell? Can you even do that? A game without reward proves to be very dull. And yes, I can grant you something to improve your bartending skills. Why don't you just give it to me now? I'm designed to make you happy, a much different thing than granting you every wish. Sometimes I feel like you're some dumb mannequin, but now, I believe the very devil could be running through your circuits. Shall I begin? This is exciting. You're more twisted than I thought. Give it to me. Is Diana physically attracted to you? Come again? What kind of question is that? And how am I supposed to know? Please, just answer my questions. I know what I'm doing. Is Diana physically attracted to you? Yes. Is Diana 100% loyal to Supercontinent Limited? No. Is she proud of social psyche welfare? Yes. Would Diana be happier without the effects of SPW? Yes. Does Diana know about the mirror neuron algorithm? No. Who is the person Diana most admires? Supercontinent Limited CEO? Regarding your bartending, what spirit does Diana enjoy the most? Bourbon? Did Diana lie to you during your conversation? I don't think so. What is Diana's greatest fear right now? Supercontinent Limited. Is social psyche welfare as bad as you thought? This one can't fail since it's my opinion, no? Maybe. It's as hard as not lying. Is SPW as bad as you thought? No, but it should be optional. I mean, nowadays you can have whatever psychoactive drugs you want. Becoming a smiling bastard should be the decision of the implant wearer. The silent update is a crime no matter how you look at it. Okay, that was the last question. Incidentally, I don't actually believe this. I think it's quite bad, but I was thinking the game was trying to game me and say it's like, okay, they introduced it as something like super horrible, but anyways. Did I pass? You got 8 out of 10 questions right. Congratulations. You are a sharp man, Donovan. That sounds a little condescending, but thank you. What did I win? I'm going to produce a short span memory resetter for you. Is that a cool name for a shot? No, one of my abilities is to synthesize psychoactive drugs. The system was designed to deal with emergency anxiety crises and such. But given the unusual context we're in, I can widen its purposes. Add this to a client's drink, and they will think that they just sat at the bar for the first time. That way you can explore different paths in a conversation without them noticing. That sounds crazy, and a bit immoral. Why? Aren't you manipulating them with your drinks? Incidentally, so I don't think... I'd be interested in knowing if people have actually failed this, because I have a feeling what they did was something very clever, which is they dangled the carrot of gaining an ability in front of you, and so they made you answer in ways that might be different than if you just thought you could sort of randomly plug away at things. I'm not sure, though. I thought this would be helpful. Oh, you got me there. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. I'm sorry, Donovan. It's okay. I'll save it for an emergency. Say, how much of this can you produce? Not much. I have a limited chemical repository for such purposes. So I'd rather keep these as prizes to our little games. How playful of you. Gotcha. Let's keep it like this then. I detect a client approaching the club. So soon? I didn't expect anybody else tonight. Do you want me to check their background? Yes, please. Namia Koss, 34 years old. I guess it's Kossi. She's a corporate lawyer at Supercontinent Limited. Footage from the nearby locations shows that she's been shadowing Diana. Uh-oh, this might be troublesome. Do you want me to drive her away? Can you do that? I could send a fake emergency meeting request to her phone, for example. Your skill set begins to seem uncanny. Do you want me to drive her away? No, let her in.
I would never want to belong.
Dazed Cactus, thank you very much for the follow. If fate brought her to the Red Strings Club, there has to be a reason. And we're happily going to exploit that. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. Absinthe on the rocks, please. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, miss. I'm afraid I can't just serve that to you. This is not your usual bar. Here, you tell me how you feel, and I fix you a matching drink. I see. Then I feel like asking you a series of questions regarding why you're prying into my client's business. How dry. You must be a lawyer, no? That's correct. I'm here representing Supercontinent's interests. What was Diana Meyer's business here? Hold your horses now. Apart from serving drinks, I'm also an information broker, so questions have a price tag in this club. Okay, how much? Here's my deal. You ask as many questions as you want, then I get to ask that many questions myself. Fair enough. Although I should inform you that, unlike you, I won't be able to disclose any of my clients' sensitive information. Fair enough. Although I must let you know that, unlike you, I know my way around empathy and subtlety. You risk leaking more information than you might think. I'll take my chances, mister. The name's Donovan, owner of the Red Strings Club. Nice to meet you. I'm Namia Kossi, corporate lawyer at Supercontinent Limited. Shall we commence business? Fire away. What was Diana Meyer's business here? She's an old friend. Oops. She pays me a visit every now and then. We had a drink and caught up, and that's it. Please, at least have the decency not to lie to me. I won't lie to you either. If I can't disclose something, I will clearly specify so. Except that was the truth, Miss Kossi. Friendship might sound alien in your world, but we still keep loving each other at the street level. Next question is about the Proxima organization. They've been making trouble for my client lately. I'd like to know exactly what Proxima's got on Supercontinent Limited. I don't know how they covered their tracks, but does your client know that Proxima snatched one of their top secret Akira androids? Is that true? So you're confirming the existence of such androids. Save it both some time and skips the captious questions, sir. Okay, save your rhetorical ones too then. Fair enough. Just tell me what you know. From what I've heard, Proxima got their hands on an old version of Akira. I know they've been experimenting with it. I don't know what they've gotten out of it. But it must be good, since Akira was the main business of that, was the main business of that girl that infiltrated your clinic. That's useful information. Thank you. Next question. Where is Joanna Seftis? Come again? Where is Joanna Seftis? You're saying that as if I should know her. What a poor information dealer you are if you don't even know Supercontinent's chief operations officer. What's the matter? Is she missing? Forget about it. That was all I had to ask. My turn then? Go ahead. You have 3 questions. I can't have you sitting there without a drink, though. This is a club, after all. Okay, but I won't be telling you how I feel or any of that nonsense. Don't worry me. Just you let me know enough about yourself already for me to work my magic. Trust me, you'll like this. So there's ambition, stress, or remorse. You know what? Remorse is a very good... Well, actually, hang on. So... Hello, Captain Zergi. So, I mean, I always think I kind of want to go for, like, the positive emotions, right? So, like, stress and ambition don't always necessarily appeal to me, whereas remorse does. But she doesn't necessarily have anything to be remorseful about, so... I can't remember which goes to the left. I think it's the absinthe, which is kind of what she asked for anyway. Nailed it. So I got my absinthe on the rocks in the end. You really know your game, though. This is the best glass of absinthe I've ever had. Really invigorating. I feel great. I'm glad you liked it. She seems to be power drunk. Time to attack. 3 questions left. Choose the topic widely. Tell me more about social psyche warfare's legality. Because I still can't imagine how you convinced the government to buy into it. Are you really that naive? This is a joint effort with the central government, and its legality is quite simple. Every implant user signs a contract before acquiring any upgrades. The fine print specifies that the user's physiology may be altered. I've read that contract. I've read that point. But it's supposed to be there to ensure a stable mind-body environment, so that the wearer can avoid conflicts with their upgrades. Yes, and the Ministry of Health has determined that depression, anxiety are as such to be serious social hazards. But wasn't that supposed to be so that the state wouldn't cover treatment for such afflictions? Exactly. It also poses a threat to the proper functioning of our clients' upgrades. But listen, Donovan. It's quite simple. When you use hardware developed by a corporation, you also have to comply with their firmware. You have to update your iPad, your PlayStation, and nowadays even your microwave, just to keep them working. This is just one step further, and it's duly specified in the terms and conditions of the update. But nobody reads that. When you agree, you state that you've read and understood the terms and conditions. Plus, you can always decline if you don't like the new firmware. Yeah, and render the implant obsolete in the process. Hey, nobody's forcing anyone to wear upgrades. Okay, I've had enough. Serves me right for trying to reason with a corporate lawyer. 2 questions left. Choose the topic wisely. So in this case, I'll prepare you another drink. In this case, I'm actually going to go for her stress and try and find out about the CEO. Yeah, I blew it. Bourbon. Drat. Ooh, I blew that. Don't be shy. You can do it. It's a power move. Imagine if your bartender kept eye contact with you, made you a drink, and then just dumped it out on the floor in front of you. Look, I shouldn't be wasting my time here. Make your questions quick. I have a lot on my plate. A drink won't hurt. Relax. She looks stressed. Let's exploit that. 2 questions left. Choose the topic wisely. Why didn't the CEO tell me about you? What? How do you know our CEO? Are you talking about the CEO of Supercontinent Limited? She didn't come to this dive, did she? Wow, dive. Really? I'm sorry, I just find it terribly shocking that you've dealt with Radhika and I've barely even seen her. Plus, she wouldn't be visiting these kinds of places. Why not? She's not a baby. Barely. Did she come by herself? We always meet alone. I'll let the board members know immediately. Slow down. Why is this such a big deal? I'm done with this topic, and I'll make sure you never get to see Radhika again. Wow, okay. Hey, Whitefeather. What the hell is the matter with this Radhika girl? Dana seemed to be right on the money with this. Okay, last question. I mean, I can go for another bluff. Because these two seem related to work, so she can stonewall me on these, whereas stress seems a good way to get more information. I mean, so this is, if you guys want to know, I don't like this fact. One of the best ways, especially if you're online, so when you have people who are like, oh, debate me, bro, you know, that kind of stuff. One of the best things that you can do is just constantly have something to say. It doesn't even necessarily need to be smart, but if you're fast and you're constantly bombarding them with it, usually the audience isn't paying as much attention. They just see somebody on the defensive and they wind up stumbling and defending themselves. So like, even if you may, like sometimes you can do this in debate too, which is why like I don't really, it'd be cool if debate was something that was less about showmanship and a little bit more like, okay, we're going to have a couple of really bright people, you know, get to the core of a given issue. But one of the things that you can do, if somebody's in a sufficiently, if they're on the back foot or if they feel sort of under attack, what they'll sometimes do is they'll accept the premise of a completely unreasonable question and they'll just try to defend against that. Where instead what somebody should be doing is saying is like, no, like you're wrong from the start. Like this, we are going to talk about this in a serious way. So I think in this case, I'm going to keep with the bluffing. Will everything be ready for the unveiling of SPW next week? Fuck me, it can't be next week. So my people on the inside tell me. These clowns from marketing are going to hear from me. We're always cleaning up after them in the legal department. Who's in charge of the marketing? Shouldn't you know already? Well, I don't. If you tell me their name, I might be able to give you some leverage over them. See, in this case, I wouldn't mind a dirty ace up my sleeve. The marketing chief is Larissa Robillard. Oh, Larissa, no wonder they're so hard to control. You know her? She's one of the wildest night beasts a Neon has ever witnessed. If you run a club in the city, you're fated to meet her. I shouldn't be surprised. So any dirt on her? That's a tough one. I mean, she's involved in so many scandals, but she's more proud than ashamed. I'll do some asking and see what I can get for you. How much will this cost me? This one's free. Or better put, you already paid. Hello, the distinguished gentleman. I don't remember. I think you were around when we played Gods Will Be Watching, weren't you? Well, I'm afraid you've run out of questions. I've got too much to do tonight, so goodbye. Sure, go and spread the law through town. You seem to be enjoying yourself. How you doing, Melee Mage? I'm not gonna get away without making a blender noise tonight, am I? So just in case, I'll inform you of the current situation. Supercontinent is going through turbulent times right now. That's good. That spells change for a company. I've seen it many times. But in the process, there's usually a trail of casualties. The way you're playing right now, you've got a ticket to become one of them. Be warned, Mr. Bartender. Didn't know corporate liars were in the business of extending such stylish death threats. Ah, fair enough, Melee Mage. Ha! There are many fates worse than death when up against corporate law. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. See you next time. I really like this game. Was my performance to your satisfaction this time? Oops, sorry. Excellent. Thank you very much. So, quiz time now? If you please. Of course, I find it quite amusing, in fact. 7 out of 10 earns me a prize, right? Go ahead. Is Nami Akasi a psychopath? What, you weren't going to ask me if she was attracted to me this time? That's irrelevant for Namia's case. Answer the question, please. Is Nami Akasi a psychopath? Nope. What is her top priority right now? To find Joanna Seftis. Is SPW in jeopardy? Does Namia know about the MNA? I don't think so. Does Namia perceive you as a threat? Is Namia capable of betraying Supercontinent? I don't know that. I'll say no. Is she capable of covering murder for her employer? Yes. Is she capable of committing murder for her employer? Regarding social psyche welfare. That's funny, Isaacson. I actually relate to Donovan the most. Does Namia believe SPW is a good thing? Or it's Naima, not... Man, these are tough. Sure. Do you think technology manufacturers have the right to alter their products after sale? What do you mean? If Supercontinent designed, created, and distributed the human upgrades, do they have the right to modify them? As in by adding SPW to them? Among other things? Do they have the right to modify them? No. Technology bears responsibility. It isn't like art where the author can rightfully mutate their creation as they please. Something you make accessible to the public that heavily impacts everyday life. It bears many ethical liabilities. And why does an artist have a right to mutate their work as they please? Because it's ultimately theirs. Art is personal. And isn't technology the same? What's the boundary between art and so-called technology? Basically, consumer products affect everyday life and society. They carry a lot of responsibility. Art can change society the same as technology. Let's say, then, that the line is in how they do so. Art affects the world by permeation. It is perceived. But technology physically changes how people interact with the world. Art changes our understanding, whilst technology changes our verbs. I see. It's very interesting how humans classify reality through language. Thank you. Was that a question or just food for thought anyway? Indeed, it was the 10th question. Thank you for elaborating. I'm pretty sure I didn't get this one. Oh well, how did I do? You answered 8 out of 10 questions correctly. Congratulations, you won. Wonderful. What did I win? A short-term memory resetter. Oh, I thought it was going to be a different prize this time. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right that variety and rewards can improve a game's design. I'll try to think of something different for the next time we play. It's okay, don't worry about it. Although I gotta confess, the anticipation has me excited for the next game already. Me too. Deconstruct team, if you're watching this, please make another game. I really like Gods Will Be Watching. Glad to hear you're having fun. Listen. I think I'm gonna close for today. My gut tells me we won't be getting any more clients until tomorrow. Yes, it doesn't look like it. Can you tell too? Do you have instincts? What you humans call instincts are just deductions your brain has drawn for you. Grayshock, are you with Deconstruct Team? If so, thank you very much for the work you guys have done on it. It's so first of all, I tremendously enjoy. That's fantastic. I tremendously enjoy this game so far. You're Jordy, the writer of the game. Oh, excellent. So there's a couple things that I want to say. So I got a chance to play Zen and the Art of Transhumanism when you guys put that out on itch. And I thought that was really interesting to play. And I loved Gods Will Be Watching so much. Actually, the Eyes of Sin inside here, her computer isn't as good. She was interested in that game, and it was the first one I did. Gods Will Be Watching was actually one of the first things that I streamed, and people, there's some regulars who still come in who came in because of that stream. And I can't really claim a lot of credit for it because it was the story that drove it. And then up to this point, it's not just that I really enjoy what's going on here, but actually Jessie Quill in chat, when she played Observer, was very interested in a lot of the questions that are coming up inside this title. So this is just absolutely nailing it in terms of the material. Now is actually probably a good time. I'll take a second here. So if you guys want, developer is in here. There's two things that you can do support-wise. So I am affiliated with GOG. This game is currently 15% off. I don't want to make Jordy work for free here. But if you guys do want to support the developer, if you want to keep seeing games like this, it is important that these things be financially viable. It's currently 15% off on GOG. I believe it is also 15% off on Steam. So if you prefer buying it on Steam, then you can get it that way. And as well, if you guys would like something in, I'll say a similar spirit in terms of what's worth sort of checking out. Like, so in this case here, a story that's very engaging and has some big ideas told in an engaging way. Basically something that's still a game, but is definitely driving some fairly heavy ideas home in a very interesting way. I can definitely recommend Gods Will Be Watching as well, which is available on both of those sites. So there's my little bit of advertising out of the way. But yeah, I definitely, please, for yourself, Grayshock, as well as to the rest of the team, thank you very much for the stuff that you're doing. It was really great that you guys released a little sliver of this out during the Ludum Dare. And you guys have definitely not just impacted in terms of my own broadcast, but in terms of my own personal enjoyment. Like, you guys are doing stuff that I think is really more people should be playing. So System Chalk and I talked over and over, and yes, we did. So Jess, I strongly recommend you definitely should do this on your own cast. So incidentally, Grayshock, if you have any links or anything that you'd like to share with people in terms of finding out more about the game or the team, definitely feel free to speak up. So not a problem at all. Sorry, I didn't mean to halt the cast for you, but it's I don't know. I definitely think it's one thing to just buy a game, but it's nice to say when things are going well. Anyways, Akira 184. You simply can't follow a logical sequence due to the vast amount of data your brain processes. Unlike you, I'm able to keep up with my brain. So basically, yes, your gut is right. We won't be having any more clients tonight. Good to hear, because my leg is killing me. Let's call it a night. So, social psyche warfare is some sort of digital happy pill. And the mirror neuron algorithm is supposed to spread it, even among non-implant users? What kind of voodoo is that? Beats me. Donovan is looking into it. They're pretty much fucked. Supercontinent's private network is inaccessible from the outside. And their tower isn't the kind of place that you just walk into precisely. You left us with a nice farewell present, eh, Ariadne? By the way, Jessie Quill, you should know that name now, I think. She's going to enjoy all this. I always loved the hustle, that punk. Oh. Shall we perform the last rites? Sure. Do you guys want in on this? I'm not even part of Proxima. For some reason, Ariadne's chosen you as one of her digital heirs, so... Ariadne. I may be pronouncing it incorrectly, but... just accept her, Brandeis. She shall live through us. Okay, I'll go first. Ariadne, I'll have your empathy. Let me better read into our enemies' souls. Let me better understand our allies' passions. Ariadne, I'll have your wits. Allow me to outsmart our foes. Help me survive on the field. Ariadne. Ooh. I'll have your determination. I hope you don't regret this. Not a movie, a myth. Dude, couldn't you be a bit more poetic? Look as corny as you two? No way. Okay, release her into the ocean now. Goodbye, warrior. Donovan? Hey, Brandeis, how you doing? Yeah, I'm about to open shop. Yeah, Akira's doing great. You gotta see them. They even designed a little game for us to play between clients. Come on, don't be jealous. You can play with us when you're back. Did you find anything useful? Wow, you sure worked fast. When is the security breach happening? Tomorrow? I just started gathering info. We need more time. You sure there won't be another opportunity? Oh, shit. You need to do us a favor then. So this, I mean, there's two paths that I think. We've got a lawyer who wants to know this. No, Arachne's different. Ariadne, I believe, is the one who gave Theseus the thread for the fight with the Minotaur to escape the labyrinth. So, to me, the logic behind finding the COO, Johanna Seftis, would be on the assumption that I'm somehow going to get an ally of the lawyer, or the fact that the lawyer is looking for the COO indicates some weakness in the program. But both of those are those are a little bit dodgy. I have a feeling there's a couple of other references that I'm not picking up inside the game. One of the things that I've noticed I've done, especially for this one, I've made some little notes while I'm going through. The thing I hate doing on cast is like wikiing stuff in the background and like pretending that I knew it right away. So it's fun to pick up the things that I do recognize. And then when there's little points that I I'm sort of like, that feels like there's a reference, um, but I don't know it. I usually write it down and check after the fact. So I feel like Akira should be a significant name, but it's not one that I recognize right away. Jessie Quill and I are obviously good friends. I've gotten her to read Ovid's Metamorphoses, and this has just kind of led to a bit of myth sharing. So yeah, the Investigate Supercontinent CEO, we've got an ally, like an unambiguous ally, even if we're on opposite sides in terms of the ethics behind what Supercontinent's doing. And we've sort of promised to find out as much as we can about this. So in this case, I think we'll kind of take the bird in the hand. Diana was pretty worried about Supercontinent's CEO. She was genuinely frightened, I'm telling you. Diana has this crazy theory that the company's CEO isn't Jack B. Gaynor anymore. Well, we already know that. Laugh all you want, but I happen to find out she's right. I got it out of Naima Kasi, Supercontinent's corporate lawyer. Tricked her into chatting about the new CEO. And she started talking about someone named Radhika. You should start there. And Brandeis, be careful. She might be dangerous. Donovan, someone's approaching the bar. Gotta go. Take care. Bye. Why the alarm? Who is it? I've heard you craft drinks based on emotions. You heard right. I've also heard you deal in information. You seem to be well informed. I happen to be a dealer of sorts myself. I can get you whatever you wish for. There's only one rule. No weapons, no living beings. I also happen to be thirsty as hell. So I thought we could be great business partners, you and I, Donovan. What do you say? Yeah, that's a hell of an intro, Jess. I'm pretty confident I can quench that thirst of yours. As long as you accept information as payment, I could really use an exotic supplier. Sure, don't worry about the details. Money is overrated in the city anyway. Let's take care of my thirst first, shall we? Right on it. Oh, by the way, I will say, I don't know how long you've been watching Grey Shock, but I think one of my favorite things is the invocation to the muses at the start of this little sequence. So I believe it was the absinthe that goes to the left. Actually, let's just take... Okay, so we need to find the MNA when... it's definitely not within a week. We need to find out what Akira... Why is Supercontinent doing this? Do you guys ever watch a movie called Chinatown? You already have your wealth. How much better can you eat? What does this all this get you? The future, Mr. Getz. The future. All right. And then... Yeah, so... The good old absinthe burthen. Looks like our regular bartending won't do here. We're gonna need this. This is the shaker. Melee Age, are you still here? I think you're gonna get your blender sound. With it, we can combine 2 or more spirits to obtain a powerful mix. The resultant blend will have the combined effects of its ingredients. For example, if bourbon moves the soul disc up and tequila moves it right, then the resultant combination will move the soul disc diagonally towards the upper right. That way you can achieve the same results using half the amount of spirits. That leaves extra space in the glass to explore new, otherwise unreachable emotions. That's a really clever way. So like I said, between this and... I hate doing comparisons like this, but obviously we did play Valhalla on the stream. And as much as I enjoyed that, the thing I like about this is, again, between the lathe and between the drinks, I love the fact that you get to interact and do things. Like, this game isn't just sitting down and reading admittedly really interesting story. And it's not just like a choose-your-own-adventure game in terms of clicking on things, but you actually have actions that you can take, and you can figure out how things are going. And the fact that this game's sort of just slicing out little bits, it's like, okay, so you obviously know how to serve people drinks, so now we're going to introduce another level of complexity in terms of this shaker. I like it when things are kind of dished out that way in a very... Like, obviously it's a really dramatic encounter, so I'm sort of sitting up straighter in my chair and, you know, very concerned about this shadowy figure who's come in. But now we also have, you know, we've now got this new concept and a reason to motivate it. It's simple, but it's stuff I like. To use the shaker, just pour whatever you want inside of it, then grab it and shake it up and down until the spirit's colors merge. All right, this is not going to make any sense to you guys. What's the emotion? Non-paradisi. This is not going to make sense to anyone but Melee Mage and maybe Jesse Quill. Oh, God, I'm bad at this. Actually, you know what? We can intimidate this fellow. That's pure extravagance right there. All right. But yeah, so in Valhalla, the reason I bring up Valhalla is whenever we use the blender, Melee Mage asked for a special sound effect, and I feel like because I'm going to be doing the shaker, I need to do that sound effect for him again. But this is going to be very uncharacteristic for the game, and I apologize to all of you for the experience you're about to go through. So, this is the blender now turn shaker sound. Sorry, I didn't get enough air on that, Melee Mage. Is that okay, or can we save it for the next one for me to do a more extended... Close enough. Apparently not. You want this drink? Alright. This flavor. So legends were true. You're able to sync the customer's emotions with your cocktails. Can you tell? Yeah, I'm cut from a different cloth than the rest of you mortals. But don't sweat it. Your secret's safe with me. Okay. As long as you enjoy your drink, I'm happy. Be happy then, because I haven't had a drink this good in ages. Good. How can I help you? Did you have something in mind for this partnership of ours? For now, let's say I'm interested in backing your crusade against Supercontinent. So let me know if I can get you anything you need. You said you can get anything? Yes, as long as it isn't alive. I don't do weapons either. Do you do liquors? No one's ever sent me for booze, but sure, can do. These liquors I need aren't your regular spirits. Red Secret and Blue Whisper. My master, previous owner of the Red Strings Club, had a couple of bottles, but I haven't been able to get any more since those ran dry. Could work wonders with them. Sounds like an interesting endeavor. Consider it done. I'll be back with your stuff. Thanks for the drink. See you later, Donovan. That was a bit intense. Quiz time then? No. No. I can't. I was unable to read the subject. Who is he? Well, looks like you're not omnipotent after all. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. It puts me at ease, to be honest. Why? I find flaws to be a quick shortcut to empathy. Virtue begets admiration, sure. but a weakness here and there draws compassion and sympathy. No one likes a know-it-all. I see. I'll try to fail more often so you can feel more comfortable. Nope, that wasn't the point. Just be yourself. I like you already, okay? To be myself. Don't overthink it. You can't be anyone else. Okay. I'm still curious. Who is he? This is my first time meeting him in person, but I've heard of him before. None of my contacts treated with him directly, but we'd all heard the legends. A bizarre smuggler who can get you anything you want in less than 24 hours. They call him Ghost. He never asks for money, although clients always pay. Aren't you afraid? Can't say I'm not, as I'm sure your empathetic devices have already told you. On the other hand, Ghost is not the only supernatural dealer around. I detect a client approaching the club. Background check. Larissa Robillard, age 29, marketing director at Supercontinent Limited. Oh, nice. It looks like we hit the jackpot. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. I love you. Me too, Larissa. I missed you. It's been 5 days since your last visit. How cute. Did you actually count the days? Like every bartender in this town. I'm sorry I haven't been here sooner, Donnie. It's been a hectic week at work. I haven't set foot in a bar 3 days already. And I've heard so many of my colleagues have been visiting the Red Strings Club as of late. It's so unfair. I came here as soon as I finished tying up loose ends at the office. I may have to rebrand if the only clientele are going to be corp-breed bastards. Please don't. This is one of the few real places left to have a drink in the city. Although if you actually rebrand, you have my card, right? You never miss an opportunity. I just love my job. Do you have any of my stuff left? I'm fully stocked on your stuff. I sense you're a bit anxious. We're old friends, Donnie. You can cut to the chase and tell me what it is I can do for you. I can't hide a thing from you, can I? The matter is quite delicate, though. Closely related to your recent projects. I see. That explains why Diana and Naima came here yesterday. One day you'll have to explain to me how you pull so many strings without leaving the counter. Told you 100 times. This club is haunted. I'm a prisoner of the Red Strings. But in exchange, the club somehow weaves fate to please my desires. You won't ever stop spouting that mystic crap, huh? Gotta admit it, it's great marketing though, building your own urban legend. Laugh all you want, at least acknowledge my cocktails do pack some magic. It's undeniable, yes. You always make me feel things no other man draws out of me. But I'll ascribe that to your charisma. Are you in the mood to share some intel with me then? Oh, I'm absolutely in the mood. However, you're right, this is quite a delicate matter. So why don't we spice things up a little? I love to see your magic at work. But you always end up getting me horny and I spill everything you want to know. Sorry. So here's the deal. You can ask me whatever you want, but before each question, you have to serve me a drink. And you can't repeat cocktails, okay? Ah, it's such a clever idea. Okay, neat. So I need to... I think what's going to wind up happening is I'm going to have to choose an emotion and then pick a question related to that. And then for the next few, I'm going to know what questions I can ask and I can tailor the cocktails around that. Sure, sounds fun. Fantastic. Now please, I've been sober far too long. Make me a drink. Alright, so... Madness. Euphoria. Lust. Depression. And obviously a chance to use our mixer again. In this moment, I am euphoric. let's get the negative out of the way with depression. So down, which should be vodka, and to the left, which is absinthe, I think. Yeah. Melee Mage, if you're still here, get ready. Sounds way up. I always put too much of the first one in, but I don't think the game punishes me for that. Alright. Are you guys ready? Actually, first thing I'm gonna do, this game does a very good job of making me want to drink, so I'm gonna enjoy my substantially lower quality booze than this. Oh man, that's nasty. Okay. me. Limber up. One vodka absinthe coming right up. Why can't you just stick to beautiful feelings, Donnie? Sadness isn't ugly, Larissa. I love all the melancholy you hide under that glittering veneer. It's incredibly beautiful, like meeting your raw self. You know you're the only person that's seen me cry since I was a teen, right? And I feel very fortunate that you allowed me to witness such a tender sight. Quit smooth-talking me and ask me something already. I need to wash out this feeling with another drink. Okay, so... melancholy. Are you aware of Joanna Seftis' situation? I feel like this is the... I feel like this is the most appropriate. Are you aware of the Joanna Seftis situation? Yes. Poor Joanna. I guess you're celebrating she's lost it, aren't you? I would never rejoice in a personal misery. I despise corporations, not people. Hell, I even despise Proxima, but Ariadne was my friend. Who? Never mind. The thing is that no, I don't like people suffering, no matter what their beliefs. What's happening? Is it that grave? Joanna broke down out of stress. She's turned into kind of a hippie Zen master. I don't know. No one's found her location yet, but she's been sending emails and making phone calls to me and my colleagues, telling us about the wonders of life and embracing a new philosophy. She's got this plan to turn Supercontinent into a full charity project. She's very displeased with Supercontinent's new direction. She believes we all should be taking it slower and be investing more time into establishing dialogues with our customers. Wow. Most of the calls end up with her crying over the phone, saying she's sorry and that she'll never atone for what she'd done at Supercontinent. And here it takes a dark turn. Have a great night, Blessy. If she doesn't manage to make us change, she's probably gonna end her life. Unable to bear the guilt. Okay, that gal needs help. If I get a lead on her location, I'll let you know as soon as possible. Thank you. I really appreciate it. No problem. Another drink? Please. Alright. We'll save less for later. Madness. Bourbon. I'm gonna skip the blender sound this time, if that's okay with you, Melee Mage. And we still want to go to the left, so... Like my politics? Not really. Alright. Are you going to EXP tonight? If so, please give my regards to the good people. We're a little off on that, but nailed it. Sparta! Oh, sorry. What an interesting drink. Makes me think of how we identify with our clothes and words. They're not quite us as an identity. Moreover, in the same way, we're not our dress. We're not our feet or belly buttons. We're not any of those particularities, but the sum of them. Wait, here comes the mind blow. The same way my shoes aren't me, other people aren't me either. I mean, you, Donnie, clearly aren't me, right? Right. So if shoes, dress, toes, and lipstick aren't me, but in some way together, they are... You could say that in some way, you're me too, no? The state's gonna be tricky to deal with. But maybe with the proper questions I can fish some juicy info out of the philosophic noise. Where should I direct this madness? Oh, that's a really good question. How are you going to convince people to swallow SPW, and when? The when is probably going to be a little tricky on this. It's the SPW that's going to swallow people. We're just meshes of electric impulses carried around by sacks of meat. And SPW is going to rewrite that first chapter in of every mythos. A veritable beast among best-selling bestsellers. Sorry, beast among best-selling bestsellers. When the gods looked down at what they did, all spoke in unison. Genesis? Genesi? Shit, where was it? No! Now you've poisoned my word. Ah! Why would you do that, Donovan? I want my word back. Okay, this is getting out of control. Next drink. Alright, we blew that. In this moment, she is euphoric. Holy fucking yes! Do you like it? This is the best fucking drink I've had in my life! I love you, Donnie. I love you so much. Just wait till I give you the next one. Love you too, my goddess of fun. Okay, shoot before this beautiful rush vanishes. Any marketing ideas for the Acura androids? Oh! Acura androids, they're just adorable. Haven't seen them in person, just concept art. Can't wait to start working on the marketing for them. I've been too busy with the amazing SPW, but I can already foresee how Acura is going to be a glorious project to work on. Happy to see you excited. Moreover, I love the guy who's in charge of its development, Dr. Edgar Coldstream. You know him? You two should meet. Two of the most sexy men I know in the same room. Just imagining it makes me shake. I'll tell him to come by. You're gonna love each other. Okay, thanks. I want more drinks. Yes. All right, down and to the right. Oh, what am I doing? Down and to the right. Ah, you've actually done it, you sensual son of a bitch. Did what? Don't play coy with me. It only makes it worse. Now you've got me all wet, so either ask me a question or fuck me already. Okay, here we go. Have you met Supercontinent's new CEO? You asking me to sell out my boss's Cinnamon? What do you mean by new? What do you know about Radhika? Wow, you know about Radhika? That's one of the best kept secrets in the company. What do you know so far? Just the name? It's impressive you caught wind of that anyway. Could you tell me a bit more, please? Like I could say no to you in this state, honey. You got the right lead. I know she's just 15. I'm still digesting that a kid is running the company. That's pretty crazy, yeah. She was trained for this since she was a kid. Trained like some top secret human project? I wouldn't go that far. I don't know all the details, but I know she's received a special education. I don't know where they got her from, but the kid was a genius from a very premature age. Well, baby, there's nothing premature about me. After a decade of the special training, Radhika's become a monster. In a good way, I mean. She may be 15, biologically speaking, but she's got a mind so exceptional that you won't find an equal among her peers. And I'm not just talking about intelligence. Radhika's super mature, deep, like she knows some secret about the human soul that we don't. When she gets to an age at which people won't judge her, she's gonna change the world. And she's in the hands of a corp. Woohoo. Talk about a horror story. Oh, I wasn't trying to spook you, my cute rebel. All that gossip left me dry. Hit me with another drink, please. On it? No, wait. No more drinks. I really want to spend the night with you. But I've got places I need to be and things I need to do after 3 sober nights at the office. And since you won't satisfy this body of mine, I better go. I wish you the best with your crusade. Really, Shinkletoit? It looked like there were quite a few when I started tonight. Yeah, I'm a very big fan of this, Shinkletoit. I really enjoyed Gods Will Be Watching. It was a game that I played really early on in streamings, and Like, I mean, as soon as I played it, I followed Deconstruct Team on Twitter. When Zen and the Art of Transhumanism was on itch, like I gobbled that up as quickly as I could. So this was a no-brainer. But yeah, I mean, that's why you stream stuff like this and talk to your friends. It's, it's early on, especially now, right? Like, I know a lot of people like holding on for sales and stuff like that. The game's already 15% off. And the biggest thing is if you buy it now, it climbs up on lists. So people will see it under best sellers, and that's how people get more people to play. And I realize I'm obviously preaching to the converted here, but for those of you guys who are on the fence, like, as far as I'm concerned, unless you're just simply not going to play it for months, like, now is the time to buy it. 15% is, in my view, I mean, I got it 20% off, but at this point, 15% off is a perfectly respectable deal. And I mean, honestly, it is not that expensive for a game. I'm Canadian, so I think it's about 15 for mine. And of course, if you want to support the cast, there's a GOG link here. But if you guys prefer Steam or Humble or something like that, I completely understand. Like, the job here is to support a very good game, not to put money in my pocket. Call me when you're ready to sell your body for the really good info. I hope I don't need to get that extreme. For the good of us both. Shame. See you soon, Chocoboom. Take care, Larissa. Thank you for coming. See you next time. You know what? I spent so much time talking, I'm probably going to blow it on the next quiz. Are you all right? I feel you're unusually agitated. That girl is a tornado. I agree. My readings with her were off the charts. Would you like to take a quiz on Larissa? This'll be tough, but sure, I'm game. Okay, first question. Yes, she is physically attracted to me. That wasn't the first question. Sorry, it was a joke. First question. What is Larissa's greatest passion? Marketing. Does Larissa wear implants? Does Larissa like Joanna Seftis? I think I'll say yes. Does Larissa agree with social psych welfare? Doesn't give a fuck. Who is Larissa most loyal to? Me. Of all her emotions, what is Larissa's predominant state? Lust. What spirit does Larissa enjoy the most? Oh, that's a really good question. It should be the one to the right because she said she disliked negative emotions. So that would be tequila. Is Larissa a compassionate person? Yes. Would you be upset if you managed to stop SPW, and why? Interesting. No, she doesn't actually care. Is marketing inherently evil? What the holy fuck? What's the matter? Do I strike you as a scholar in marketing ethics? Do you forfeit the question then? No, I'll give you my opinion as always. Okay. Is marketing inherently evil? Nothing wrong about it. It's our responsibility to think critically. I didn't even think about the other two, but yes. I have trouble separating individual responsibilities from collective ones. You humans tend to perceive groups as entities of part of their own. What are you getting at? Can what you call society as a whole think critically? I wouldn't say so. Critical thinking is personal. And isn't marketing targeted at society, specifically at its most susceptible, weakest links? Alright, have a great night, Melee Mage. Yeah? So if society is susceptible to marketing because society cannot think critically, wouldn't it end up affecting you, a critical thinker, who are but a smaller part of this entity? Because we agree that changing society changes you, alongside with the rest of its parts. Yes, a bit twisted, but yes. People going around in football jerseys, consuming tons of McDonald's every day, and listening to pop music definitely has an effect on me. Yeah, not a problem at all, Shinkeltwit. I will admit I'm probably done in about half an hour, so unless this game ends very quickly, I'm probably going to have to leave it for another day. But I really appreciate the concurrent view. I will be returning to this too, so if you want to follow the stream to get notifications when we go live again, you can. And absolutely no hard feelings if you don't. I get that everybody's got to make their decisions on that. But again, concurrent. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you. But yeah, no, I really appreciate the concurrent view, because obviously, even if you hate my stream, like just the fact that there's another person in there brings Red Strings Club higher up on the list. So that works well for the both of us. I hope you enjoy the game too. It sounds like you're enjoying it so far. No matter how critically I think, it'll change my life and thus my mind. But still, I don't think marketing should be branded as evil, because the problem is not in their message, but in our reaction. Thank you for your input. I'm curious. Do you spend all that time you're standing there thinking about the world? Isn't that what all people do? Yeah, but you doing so with a super brain and unlimited access to the internet feels a bit uncanny. What if at some point you reach the conclusion that humans are the world's worst problem? Thanks, Ridcliffe. And suddenly decide to kill me. Ah, yes, I've accessed a lot of literature and movies on that subject. You don't have to worry. I love you. I wasn't expect to ever hear that from you. Is there a problem? No, I like you too. What about the quiz results? You've answered 7 out of 10 questions correctly. Congratulations, you won. I mean, I think if I remember it was devastating when I got that in grad school, but I'll take the 7 out of 10 in the cyberpunk bartending game. Hey, what did I win? What did I win? Not what, but who? And he's about to come through the door. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. Hey there, Daddy. Irving the Third? Ah! Hey there, Daddy. Yeah, no, don't. What is this place? Welcome to the Red Strings Club. My phone went rogue and started sending me GPS alerts marking this place. Wouldn't stop until I was at your very door. I called some friends to check on it, and they told me that you're in the business too. What business are we talking about exactly? Information. Ah, Grey Shock. Well done. I've got a big grin on my face right now. Wouldn't mind using this trick myself. You gotta tell me where you got the script from. Sure, we can share some tricks once we become friends. Once? Come on, don't be such a tight ass. We information brokers ought to help each other out. Though I'd better define myself as an information breaker, if you know what I mean. Why's that? What's your specialty? Torture. Oh. Yours? Bartending? So funny, kiddo. Don't get mad, sugar. I bet you're swimming in top-tier info from your drunk neighbors. Okay, Brat, you're on. My bartending versus your torture. The loser has to do a free job for the winner. Hey, you hearing yourself right now? We're not talking about tickling your feet with a feather here. Do your worst. Fuck me, aren't you the craziest son of a bitch? I love it. Let's do this. What should we aim for? Something quick? How about we guess each other's ages? Sure, sounds easy enough. Yeah, I figured I'd give you the advantage, since I'm not even sure what century you're from. Good grief. My name is Donovan, by the way. And yours? Irving McAllister, the third. Pleased to meet you. Okay, you go first. I prefer my bartenders in one piece. Zen, Rebellion, Delirium. Let's appeal to the rebellious. Oh, I don't need to mix for this, I don't think. I would never work or never do well as a bartender in the real world. Alright, you want to see some real torture here, Irving? Oh, look at that wasted booze. A little too far. I know I don't need to be that precise, but I'm neurotic, so... Hey, want to hear one of my most effective techniques? When I need to spice things up with a customer, I go with the mad dog. I will kill you! And your friends! And your family and your pets! And then I'll burn your pets' clothes! It's not supposed to be funny. It's hilarious. Works better if you're tied up in my basement. Is it even legal for you to be drinking? So, you can see the idea here, right? Legal drinking here is 21, so let's see if this cheap trick plays out. Is it even legal for you to be drinking? Hey, fuck off! Freelance torturer doesn't give a fuck about the legal age for anything. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the other, we had Zen and we had... I forget the other one. I think I'm allowed to use the same emotions again. Let me fix you another drink. So we had Delirium, Zen, and Rebellion. I think I still want to go for Rebellion, though, because it's about parents. Yeah, that'll do. I think I can change it. How long have you been torturing people? Are your parents aware of this hobby of yours? I think I'll rely on the rebellious instinct for parents. I might do something else for torture, or how long, but are your parents aware of this hobby of yours? Who cares about my folks? I've been doing pretty much anything I want since I came out of juvie. Oh, what a dangerous kid. Age isn't so important to my clients when they're sitting in my basement, I'll tell you. You should come and visit sometime. And don't worry, I hose down the guest chair quite often. No thanks, I'm not into those kinds of games. It's a shame, since you're about to get a free session from this sweet kid. We'll see about that. Okay. I don't think Rebellion is the right... you know what, let's just appeal to Zen. Can I give him a big old glass of nothing? Ooh, an empty glass. A bowl is at its most useful when it's empty. Never expected such a deep cocktail. Are you trying to get me to reflect on the emptiness of a torturer's soul? How long have you been torturing people? I'd say since my grandfather got into the business and until some McAllister dies without descendants. But in the sense of myself physically harming someone to get info out of them? Less than 20 moons. You had to put that in moons. Moon's always been witness to my work, and so I must defer to Selene. It's not fair you're going to be speaking nonsense. Hey, if you want clear answers, serve punches instead of drinks. Fair enough. All right, I'm getting bored of your bartending game already. And I don't see you getting any closer to the prize. So, what's your guess? How old do you think I... Oh, Jesus Christ. Um... Gotta think about this moons thing. So I'm gonna make the guess we go below 21. I mean, technically, all that he said was technically all he said that he didn't care about the legal age. I might have missed something on that, but 20 moons. So I mean, I could say a cycle. I can't remember how long a lunar cycle is, though. And then he mentioned coming out of juvie. Let's go with a month. So 20 months would be a year. Doesn't give me a whole lot to work with, though. Okay. See, I don't think I was paying attention to the right stuff. I should have. Okay, so I've got 20 moons, 20 months. So a year, slightly over a year and a half. It'd put me between like 19 and 20, especially if I want to guess. But I feel like it would give me I feel like it would give me more to narrow it down. Sorry, I know this is really boring, but I'm just trying to remember the conversation. See, if there was something in there that if I was paying better attention and there was something to indicate that he was of legal age, that would actually have me basically do a coin toss. But I think... I think I'm going to go with 19. He said he didn't care about the legal age, go towards him being a minor, but that's not... Yeah, well, that's my feeling here. That's my feeling here, Captain Zergi. But I think the problem... I think the problem I run into on that one is that, like, saying he's under 21 leaves me with all these other options, and I don't think I was really paying attention to to the rest of it to get enough underneath. Whatever, we'll go with 19. 19. Did I win? That was pure luck. You could have said that number. You know what? It's also possible that any answer you give is right. You could have said that number to begin with and save me all the chit chat. But yeah, you guessed it right. My turn now. I gotta confess, you're pretty cool for a guy your age. So I'm gonna pay my respects to you by performing my best number. Russian roulette. Oh, this thing. Oh, I got her. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I screwed up the. So what I tried to do is I tried to work with Juvie and I tried to work with 20 Moons, and try and use that to give me a confidence interval, and I guessed, but within that boundary. So, so all I can say, if you guys really want to appreciate, I'm not going to tell you why you should, but if you guys have not played Gods Will Be Watching, please get it and play it, and you will understand why I'm going to be very sad in a few minutes. Oh, you like to play hard, huh? This revolver is loaded with just a single bullet out of 6 chambers. And the rules are simple. I'm going to ask you one question. If you don't answer me, I'm going to pull the trigger. Then, if your brains haven't been scattered all over the bar, I win. I'll ask you again. What do you say? Regretting you challenged me already? Pull the trigger already. Whoa. I've never seen someone stare down a gun like that while I pulled the trigger. This isn't the first gun I've had in my face, kid. Whatever, die hard. The chances of boom have gone up to 20%. You sure you don't want to tell me your age? Come on, shoot. Shit! How do you do it? Don't you value your life? Maybe I don't find you intimidating enough. Okay, I've got a remedy for that. And it's 1 in 4 chances of, and it's the 1 in 4 chances of dying you have now. It's like you died in 2 different dimensions already, Donovan. Sure you want to bet your life on a trifle with a punk that just waltzed into your bar? See, because it's a game, I'm feeling really inclined to push this. Shut up and pull that trigger. Ah, this is killing me, man. Spit your age already. Now it's 33.3% repeating chance of dying. It's a lot of 3s. Donovan? May I advise you to give up? I didn't plan for you to get into this situation. Yeah, listen to your daughter. This is the point where the game has basically told me, it's like, listen, if you go any further on this, you are gonna pay. But I should point out that my plan is usually to finish around 10, and I'm already half an hour over. So I only have 6 minutes left on the cast. Dude, why are you taking things this far? But I won't quit either. Now you've put your life up to a coin toss over a dumb thing as telling me your age. Are you that fucking insane? Donovan, please. Come on, kid, try to kill me. Fuck! Okay, you've proved you're as hard as steel. But I'm afraid this is the end of the line. If you were expecting me to stop at some point, acknowledging your courage, You were wrong. Now tell me your age. Pull that trigger. What, you're asking me to kill you? Do you give up? Donovan, this is the last chamber. 100% chances of death. I don't know if this is your twisted concept of pride, but I'm sorry. I never intended to let you win from the beginning. Shoot. Donovan! Shit. So it can't be loaded at this point. Why aren't your juices all over the counter? It was a blank? The hell were the chances of that happening? If it were that easy to leave the Red Strings Club, I'd have done so ages ago. Oh, man. This isn't fair. I didn't know I was up against a lunatic. In any case, you're a lucky lunatic, no doubt about it. You gave this kid a lesson. So I suppose I owe you a job. What's it gonna be? Do you need someone to be tortured? So I don't really feel like torturing anyone. You know, torturing people isn't cool. I don't think I've found anyone I hate enough to send you after them. You're a loss. Let me know if you change your mind. Sure. Gotta go now. Take care, psycho. God, that was such a good bit. Have a good night, Irving. And now I'm really working on the implications of that shot. Jesus, this is good. Did you like my present? You were completely crazy, Akira. Oh. In a good way, I mean. You managed to surprise me, that's for sure. I'm glad. What will you... Oh, Ghost is coming. How does he always evade your surveillance until he's at the very doorstep? I've got your stuff. You got your hands on Red Secret and Blue Whisper in less than an hour? I've been looking for them for years now. Think of me more as a wish granter than a smuggler. How do you do it? Wishing is a powerful form of summoning. A strong-willed character such as yours really makes my job easy. Okay. Say, do you want to try your new ingredients on me? Of course, let's fix you a drink. Alright, Newman, listen up. 2 of my favorite ingredients are back in stock. The Red Secret and the Blue Whisper. These 2 spirits will allow us to fine-tune into new emotions. Have you noticed that the little triangles on the soul nodes? Well, they aren't just for show. These red and blue liquors can change the orientation of the arrow on the soul disc. So from now on, you'll have to mind that in addition to the disc position. Luckily, the shaker will help us get many effects into a single glass. Let's do this, Newman. Okay, See, it feels like it's telling me that I need to use the shaker. But I'm gonna try without first. I can always just pour it into the shaker after the fact, so. Oop, too much. And you know what? I'm gonna do that to those ingredients that were so difficult to get. Get in there. Oh, I blew it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't add anything else. Well, there we go. The last step is just to spill a little on the floor, and then it's perfect. This is one hell of a drink. Soul-sinking cocktails would be a hit with my friends. You should join me someday in the underworld for a great party. Thank you. I'm afraid I can't leave the Red Strings Club, though. Oh, don't worry. Everyone dies eventually, Donovan. What? A client is approaching the club. Someone interesting, I guess. Dr. Edgar Coldstream, 37, macrophysiologist. Also my father. What? What do you mean your father? He's the director of Project Akira. Okay, let's see how this works out. I'm sorry to do this, guys, but I have just crossed over the 3-hour mark, so I think Ghost will leave before the gentleman comes in, but I am going to have to leave that there. Thank you, everyone. This was actually a very healthy turnout for some parts of the cast, and at the end, we're doing quite strong. I know I normally like to host some casters that I know, but given that I think it was Shinkletwit who said it didn't feel like there was a lot of support for the Red Strings Club, I would love it if we can help this ride up a little bit. Club. I don't know any of these people who have played. I'm going to see if anybody has an affiliate status just so I can give you your quality. Oh god, we don't even have... Oh no, there's are there quality options? Oh, thank you, Isaacson. Like I said, like last time, I think... Oh, this is great. The guys here is Canadian and also has... So it looks like this fellow is Canadian and doesn't have a cam, so this is the same as mine. So guys, again, just a quick reiteration of things. I'm going to be doing some more Red Strings Club. If you guys don't follow on Twitter, it's worth mentioning that my normal casting days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday, I have other plans. And actually, no, I got to keep it a secret, but... it is somehow related to something that happened back when I first played Gods Will Be Watching. So it's kind of cool that I got to do this cast tonight. If you guys want to see more, I think I'm going to do this on Wednesday. So feel free to stop by again if that's your kind of thing. I usually start at 7 o'clock Eastern time, so about 3 hours ago. If you guys don't want it, obviously that's fine. Feel free to follow the stream or not, depending on what your preferences are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Twitch raid. I do not know this individual who I'm hosting. It looks like they're a little bit further. It looks like they're a little bit further in the game than me. So if nothing else, just hang out and give them the current view if it comes down to it. But it would be great if we can support Red Strings Club. Obviously, if you guys don't care for the particular stream that I raid, you can go ahead and just click the game title and watch another cast. I will also say !game, which I'll type inside chat right now. It is important to say, if you guys enjoyed this game, it is really important to support stuff that you want to see. The game is, in my view, very fairly priced. I've had a great time with it so far. Obviously, I spend a lot of time chatting about it, so I'm not as far as other people. But for me, I'm Canadian, so it was $14.89 Canadian. Obviously, there's a regional equivalent. PC Cles, or is it Pacles? 224th of their name. Thank you very much for that follow. Again, if you guys would like, I do strongly recommend, if you want it on GOG, the reason why I use the affiliate link here, one, it does put a little bit of money into my pocket, but it's also a DRM-free version of the game. So I remember I used to try and play a lot of stuff on the bus to school when I was in Vancouver. And the DRM actually mattered for me because I didn't have an internet connection. Either way, whether you buy it on Steam, whether you buy it on GOG, whether you buy it on Humble, I do strongly recommend it. If you haven't played the game before, Gods Will Be Watching. That's another high recommendation. But honestly, Red Strings Club is fantastic. I have had a lot of fun with it. I'm definitely going to be playing it on Wednesday. And there's a reason why I'm going to be hosting a Complete Strangers channel in order to be able to keep things sort of within that Red Strings ecosystem. So thank you everyone for hanging out. I'm sending it along. You don't need to give the raid message or anything along those lines. Again, I don't want to be obnoxious because I don't know this person. But I hope you guys continue to enjoy the Red Strings Club, and we will see you on Wednesday. Not a problem. And thank you, Grey Shock. It was a lot of fun to play this. I'm really looking forward to it again. And again, please extend my compliments to the rest of Deconstruct team. You guys certainly exceeded my expectations on this stream. I've had a ton of fun. Oh yes, now I have that awkward moment where I watch this countdown. So, this game's fun. But no, guys, actually, it's also a very special thank you to Grey Shock for hanging out, because I know there's no shortage of opinions on Twitch. I'm running out of time, so, but yeah, thank you for hanging out in the channel. It was a lot of fun having somebody from the team in, so see you guys.